Hey guys, Luke here, and I'm very excited to be introducing a new series to you. And well, it's new in the sense for Rugby League Live 3. If you've been a long time viewer of my channel, you have noticed this is the return of Win One Take One. And for new viewers, this is the first time you're going to be seeing it. So it is a little bit different to the previous one I did, and that's due to just Rugby League Live 3 being a different game, and things are harder, and there's new game modes. Auckland Nines wasn't in the previous one, so little things are going to be different. So basically what we're doing, starting off with a pretty basic sort of side, and then each game we play against the side, depending on how much we win by, determines how many plays we get. And the play we're going to be getting is at random. We're using a random number generator. So from, like, say we're playing a normal game, you got your 1 to 17, and you put in a random number generator, get your number 3, whoever's number 3, say, Rabbidos is Dylan Walker or someone. So Dylan Walker will now be in our squad, and it's up to us whether we want to play him or not, but he is in the squad. So it was a really heavily requested one before I started, Rugby League Live 3 videos, and every now and again, or even tonight, my last comment that I just read, people saying please do Win One Take One for your next series. So very, very happy to introduce it to you guys, and hopefully the new viewers be able to understand what it is. And in the description of each video will be the set of rules. Now, to start off this series, we're going to be going through the Auckland Nines. Now, this Rugby League Live 3, it's a lot harder playing on Legend and Veteran and all that sort of stuff, and we will be playing on Legend on this, and I decided to start with the Auckland Nines, and the reason being is the team we're going to be starting off with, and we'll get to that later, but it's a pretty basic one. It's not the best sort of side or anything, and it is very hard to win on this game against the odds sort of things. I've got a series going. It's not up on YouTube or anything, but been playing as a lower league English side, and coming against some of those ones, like, the players are absolute dog shit, and having some of those players come up against NRL sides, like, they're missing tackles left, right, and centre. They're doing it against other 70 rated players. So what would happen if they're coming up against the Greg Inglis's of the NRL? So it'd be a total waste of time to be losing every single game. And in Rugby League Live 2, I was playing as one of those low league English sides. I took all their players, put them into my Win One Take One side, and that's what I used from the very start. And I was getting some wins from that, mainly wins, and that's just what you could do on Rugby League Live 2. So it just shows you, Rugby League Live 3 is a bit better in that sort of sense. Teams that should win do win. There's not too many underdog things. Each player has got a different feel to them. I don't really know exactly where I'm going with this, but I'm just trying to say that there's a definite difference in player ability on this, in comparison to Rugby League Live 2, where some players are a bit faster than, or a bit stronger, could palm off a bit more every now and again, but for the most part, you could win with the shittier side against the best side, 9 times out of 10 if you were a decent player. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm talking about. Oh, I've got to talk about the rules as well. So the Auckland Nines is what we're going to be doing. Go through, play all the NRL sides in the Auckland Nines first, and then we'll get to proper 13-a-side NRL games. But I'll sort of do another introduction when we get to that stage. But for now, Auckland Nines. So the rules of this, and once again, they'll be in the description below. So in terms of getting plays and that sort of stuff, if we reach, well, obviously, if we win the game first off, you win the game, by any amount or whatever, that is one guaranteed player that we get. And if we lose at any time, doesn't matter the scoreline or whatever, that's one player that we're losing. So fingers crossed we don't lose anybody at the start, because that could be pretty shit. But every time, well, once we get to 30 points, that means we get a second player. So 30 or more, 30 to 40 is 2 players, and then 40 to 50 is 3 players, or 49, I suppose. Once you get to 50, you see where I'm going there. It just keeps going up by the 10s, and it starts at the 30 there. So I didn't do the best job of explaining it there, but I'm pretty sure you'll be able to understand what I'm talking about. And if you don't really understand, take a look at the description below. We have easy to read it, is what I'm trying to say. So with that, hopefully you understood everything that I've said, and you can go ahead and watch the second part of the video, which is going to be the first game of the series, taking on South Sydney Rabbitohs, and just talking about the few players that we're going to be having in our roster to start off with. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Okay, so we're taking a look at the kits, or the jerseys, and at this stage, we're just using the same sort of color palette as we did for Rugby League Live 2 series that I did the first season, that is. Although we do get the option of an away jersey and that sort of stuff. And I can't remember what I did last time. I think I went for a lime green. But this time we're going for the white. And we will do a Nines kit eventually. But here's some plays that we're going to be starting with. And I thought, due to the fact that I don't want to be playing with some absolute shitters, and we just won't be able to win at all, I started to go and download some better players off the Fan Hub. Now, Hazem El-Masri is a personal favourite of mine, so he'll be on the wing there. We saw Sam Burgess was the first player. And this player here, Israel Folau, I thought 3 players to start us off would be adequate enough, and then we'll use a big ant side here that we got. I'm just going to go and add every single player, and they're in the Developers League, I think is what it is. There's big ant, True Blue, there's like a black and red side or something like that, a few different ones. But yeah, basically we went through and added them, and also Ken Nagus was another one we added. We had a look at the free agents, but a lot of them hadn't been done, and there's interesting players you can find in there. A lot of retired players, a lot of people who are in the database. Someone I knew, well, I didn't really know, but there's some of the players who have died recently are actually in the database. That's interesting. But yeah, like I said, no attributes or anything had been updated, so I didn't bother with that. Didn't want to have to go through and change everybody like a Michael Wayman to be like, oh, this is good for Michael Wayman. But yeah, we've got the side. Israel Folau is in fullback for sure. But the rest of the positions, I'm not even sure exactly how you're supposed to, set up the side or anything there. But you can see Ken Nagus gets a pass off to Hazem El-Masri, and they'll open up the scoreline for this game against the Rabbidos. Now, how I'm deciding who we're going to be taking on? Well, this game here, I thought we would open it up with, the winners of the last Auckland Nines, and that was the South Sydney Rabbitohs. And I remember at that stage when the Rabbidos won the Auckland Nines, they were talking about going unbeaten for like the whole season and stuff, and obviously that didn't happen. But yeah, I thought it's a good way to start off. Also interesting to see, like, with the Nines, I'm not really sure the ability of your players is that important. You just got to have, guys with decent pace, and, there's a lot of space in the Auckland Nines, so it's pretty fun. And I'd say that, these first batch of videos, in the Auckland Nines should have some pretty exciting tries and that sort of stuff. So, you've probably seen a lot of career mates, obviously, starting off in the Auckland Nines. Everybody enjoys playing the Auckland Nine games. So, yeah, like I said, it's going to be pretty fun, these first few episodes, before we get into the tough grinding sort of game. We see Ken Nagus ends up scoring a try there. If you wonder who he is, I think he's a Raiders legend, I believe. And he did play in the Auckland Nines. Can't remember if it was this second Auckland Nines, or if it was the first one last year where, Brad Fittler and all that played. I think it might have been the most recent one. But Nagus, once again, he's in the centre spot. I'm not sure if he was a centre or a winger in real life, when he played back in the day. But we've got him sort of in the centres. And I believe that, the 3 and 4 spot are the centres, 5's obviously the wing. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure how the positions work and that sort of stuff. I mean, quite a lot you find the halves camped out on the wing, and you can combat that by changing the positions. And I do work it out eventually, but off the top of my head, can't think of it. And at this stage, I wasn't doing it either. But yeah, we've got Sam Burgess in the forwards. We've got Sonny Bill also in the forwards. That's one person I didn't mention earlier. Sonny Bill is one of the players. I didn't show him in the video. I didn't get proper sort of look at him. But yeah, Sonny Bill Williams is definitely in the side. So it was 4 players, that we ended up picking up. So yeah, Sonny Bill, very, very good. He can run the edge. He can play through the middle. So I think he should be a good pickup for us. In terms of what's going to happen when we have a side better than these big ant players, because some of these big ant players actually, rated 85. I mean, this Whitehorn guy is the halves player, and I think he's 85 or 86 rated. So, obviously, if you wanted to pick best players, you would keep them in the side, but that's not what I'm looking to do. Apart from these 4 players that I've started out with, Ken Nagus isn't one of them. He's just someone I recognised. I thought, they'd be cool to put in, fill out a roster, whatever. And I think he's 71 rated, so he's not the best. Some of these, a lot of these big ant players are way better rated. But yeah, I thought throw him in there. But in terms of what's going to happen once we start getting some of those big players, like after 10 episodes or so, and we've gained a lot of players, we can actually fill out our own team with all players we've picked up from and our all sides and that sort of stuff. They will be coming in, and I'm not going to be holding in to try and keep these big ant players because they're better rated. Like, as soon as there's suitable place to replace them, they'll be straight out. I've got no allegiances to them or anything. I mean, it's just they're just there. Also, one thing to mention is one of the players in that in this big ant team is actually Ross Simons, the dude off the forums. I think he's like a community manager or something like that. But yeah, I thought I'd point out he's in there, 78 rated. BC with 29-0, and we're going for that extra bonus. The extra bonus sort of player, trying to get to 30. Unfortunately, we're going to fall one short, as the last player of the game forced to Isaac Luke racing away and scoring. So that was very disappointing to end the game. We went for the short kickoff, and it's not something that I do all the time, but we definitely were trying to get the ball back there. So it was a must. It was a must do. We had to go and do it. We had to go for it. Really, it was, you know, the worst thing that happens is they score a try, and obviously we win by heaps. And the best case scenario is that we grab the ball and score a try, and we still win by heaps, so we get the bonus point, or the bonus play, I should say. But because we only won by 29, we only scored 29 points, I should say, we end up just picking the one player, and that was number 13, and it's a little bit underwhelming. It's Cameron McInnes. He is a good player in this game, 82 rated, so he'll come into the hooker role, or he'll be in our 9 squad. There's not really any positions there, but I mean, he'd be a good choice for the hooker role in our 13-a-side team. So, you know, I'm happy, but it is underwhelming considering some of the other players we could have got, but we'll definitely take that. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. This is where the video is going to end. Hopefully I've enjoyed the first episode. If you can leave a like, it'd be very much appreciated. 30 likes is what we'll go for. Maybe we can get more than that, but we'll go for 30 to be safe. And yeah, make sure you like it, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter at Mr. Luke MYT. Thanks the page in the description below. And you got any comments, any sort of things you know want me to explain in more detail what the series is or anything, just do so. Or you know, you just want to say something in general, leave a comment and I'll definitely read it. And if you want to see my Rugby League Live 2 series, there's playlist in the description below where you can go and take a look at all the playlists. And I think I've got a playlist for Season 1 and Season 2, so take a look at that if you must. But that's where the video is going to end, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.